welcome to my channel. Today's recipe is going to be a teriyaki chicken recipe, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to make this teriyaki sauce with only 2 ingredients. You can add extras if you want. I may add a third ingredient, which is ginger, but a lot of times I don't really like to use a whole lot of ginger, so I may add that to the recipe, but if you don't like ginger, you don't have to. But anyways, I'm gonna get right into this video because this is a very quick and simple, easy way to make teriyaki chicken without getting so fancy. So let's get right into the video. Okay guys, so here are the things that I'm going to be using today for this recipe. I have my basic seasonings out, which is black pepper. I'm going to use crushed peppers. I'm going to use some garlic salt, and I love to use this one right here, the Cajun style all-purpose seasoning. It's spicy, but it's not spicy. It has just like a little kick, but it has a lot of flavor to it without a lot of salt. So I like to use this heavily on my chicken or whatever I'm cooking. Any meat you can use this on. I even use this for my eggs, believe it or not. It's really good. And my salt is just going to be the seasoning salt that I add to this. And for the sauce, I'm just going to be using honey and soy sauce, and like I said, you could add ginger if you like. I haven't quite decided yet if I'm going to be using ginger, so we'll see. But over here I have my chicken. It's already cleaned. You can use breasts, thighs, legs, wings, whatever pieces of chicken you like, but for today I'm using legs, and I've already cleaned it like I said. And now I'm just gonna start seasoning my meat so that I can go on to the next part of this recipe, which is actually cooking it in a pan. Okay, so like I said, I like to use the Cajun all-purpose seasoning. I'm just going to just season that really good. I mean, it has a lot of flavor in there. It's not salty, so you could use this heavily and it won't be overwhelming with salt. It's just flavor. Now I'm gonna add some salt with just using the garlic salt, and you guys use as much seasoning as you want, you know, to your taste buds or whatever, because everybody is different with the seasoning. And I'm just gonna add some black pepper. Then I'm gonna take my hands and just kind of mix everything up together so the seasoning can get all over my chicken. You know, this is just the normal way of making your chicken, whether you're gonna fry it, bake it, or whatever. This is how I always season my chicken, in a bowl like this after it's cleaned, so that it can go straight into the frying pan or the oven. Okay, for the next part, I'm gonna put my stove on medium heat, and I'm gonna pour about a tablespoon of vegetable oil to my pan. You could use vegetable oil, olive oil, whichever oil you want, but today I'm going to be using vegetable oil. And I'm going to heat my pan up, make sure it's all covered with the oil, and then I'm going to place my chicken inside of my pan to cook. So our pan is heated up, and now it's time for us to put our chicken in the pan. And we're going to let this cook for about 6 to 8 minutes on each side. And you can make as many pieces of chicken as you want. You know, you make it according to your family size. I'm only making about 6 pieces of chicken, 7 pieces of chicken. So that's enough for us today because it's just myself, my 2 daughters. So this will be enough for us, and I'm going to let it cook for 6 to 8 minutes. So while the chicken is cooking, you guys, it's a great time to tidy up your kitchen, clean up your mess, wipe down your counters, wash your little dishes, put up your seasonings, things like that. I know a lot of you know to do that, but there's a lot of young women, young wives, or young girls who's just learning about cooking and taking care of her home. So I thought I would add that part in because you know, when you're cooking, you always want to make sure you're in a clean kitchen. And you know, when you're waiting for like things like chicken and things like that to get done, it's always a great idea to start washing some dishes, putting some things away. And making sure your kitchen just stays clean, so once you're done cooking, you don't have a huge mess at the end. That's just a little tip. So it's been about 8 minutes and it's time to turn our chicken. You will see that the chicken is starting to brown. You let it cook on the other side for another 8 to 10 minutes. And while this is cooking, we can begin our sauce for this recipe. Okay, for this next step, you're gonna use like a bowl, or you can use a measuring cup or whatever, but you're gonna start on your sauce. The first thing I'm gonna do is take some of the honey, and you're gonna use equal parts of honey to the soy sauce, okay? So however many tablespoons or cups you use of honey, you wanna use the same amount of soy sauce. So I'm gonna use a half a cup of honey, and also this depends on how much chicken you're making. You can do however much you want, but always do equal parts. So I'm gonna do a half a cup because I want my chicken to have a nice sauce on top, so when I use or eat it with my rice, I'll have enough sauce to go over my rice as well. I'm just gonna use my little spatula and get out all of my honey. I don't wanna leave no honey behind in my cup. Now I'm gonna take my soy sauce and I wanna just add the same amount. You could use a little less if you want. You don't have to use a whole full half a cup. And I didn't fill it all the way up, but always use equal portions. Okay, so now that I have those two ingredients in here, I'm gonna mix this together. And at this time is where you will either wanna add your ginger or not. I think I'll add just a little bit of ginger, just to give it that Asian taste or that Asian flavor. But it's totally up to you. And really, this is it. I mean, there's a lot of recipes that are very, very intense and have a lot of, steps and a lot of things to do, but I find that this is really, really easy and simple to do. Here's my ginger. I'm only gonna add very little ginger to this, you guys. Hardly any. And then I wanna add some red crushed peppers. You don't have to do this, but I like to add that for an extra little kick. Not too much, but just a little bit. And then you're just gonna stir that all together. I can add a little bit more peppers to mine. Also, you guys, I've seen you can use pineapple juice. You can use the cube pineapples and have it in here. However fancy you want to get, go right ahead, but this is just a quick and simple, easy way for beginners who just want a nice, good teriyaki chicken, something they can start off with. So our chicken is done frying, and now I'm going to just take my mixture, my sauce, and pour it over the chicken, and I'm going to let it cook down some more, but I'm going to turn the fire down as well. Pour some on the sides because you do want your sauce to kind of thicken up, and it will thicken up once it gets hot because of the honey. You see how it's simmered down, and you just want to kind of stir that around so it don't stick. It's going to make a nice little sauce. I like a lot of sauce on mine because I like to pour sauce on top of my rice as well. In the meantime, my rice is cooking on the side. We're also gonna have broccoli. I'm gonna start that up in just a second once I put the lid on this, because I'm gonna put the lid on here, but I'm gonna simmer this on low for maybe about 10 minutes and let it kind of cook. But I am gonna watch the sauce so it don't stick, dry out, or burn. So I'm gonna put my lid on, and I took my fire from medium. I put it on, I'm gonna put it on 3 so it can kind of simmer down without burning. And it's done, you guys. That was so easy, and it's all the way cooked. We have some sauce here on the side for our rice, but it's all been cooked down and marinated in the sauce. And it was easy, you guys. Very, very easy. Simple ingredients. Anybody can do it. There's my plate, you guys. I'm gonna garnish my rice with some scallions. Put some of those on my chicken. And it's time to dig in, you guys. All right, guys, so now that dinner is done, it is definitely time for me to eat. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick and easy teriyaki chicken recipe. I hope you guys try it. If you do, let me know how you like it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And as always, you guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.